What if one of Ford's most famous names wasn't coming back as a sports coupe, but as an electric car built for a completely new generation? That sounds controversial, because for many enthusiasts, the Ford Capri wasn't just another car. It was an icon, a vehicle that represented affordable performance, bold styling, and the kind of driving experience people still talk about decades later. So when Ford decided to bring the Capri name back, reactions were exactly what you'd expect. Some people were excited, some people were skeptical, and some people simply couldn't believe Ford would revive such a legendary badge in a completely different way. This is the 2027 Ford Capri, and honestly, it might be one of the most interesting vehicles Ford has launched in years. Not because it's the fastest, not because it's the most luxurious, but because it carries a name that means something. And whenever a manufacturer revives an icon, expectations become incredibly high. Think about it. The original Capri earned a loyal following because it offered style and excitement without requiring exotic car money. It became known as a car ordinary people could dream about owning. That's a powerful legacy. And now Ford faces a difficult challenge. How do you bring that spirit into the electric era? How do you create a modern Capri that appeals to today's buyers while still respecting everything that came before it? And honestly, that's exactly why so many people are paying attention. Because this isn't simply another EV, it's the return of a legend. Now, before we go further, the modern Ford Capri has already entered production in Europe as part of Ford's expanding electric lineup. The 2027 model is expected to continue evolving with updated software, technology improvements, and possible efficiency upgrades depending on the market. And honestly, that makes this vehicle even more fascinating. Because Ford isn't treating the Capri as a nostalgic project. It's treating it as a major part of its future. The first reason people are interested in the Capri is simple: design. Because whether you love it or hate it, the Capri doesn't look generic. And in today's market, that's important. Many vehicles are beginning to look similar. The Capri takes a different approach. The front end is clean and modern, with sharp LED lighting, smooth aerodynamic surfaces, and a confident stance that immediately separates it from traditional SUVs. Unlike many electric vehicles that try too hard to look futuristic, the Capri feels balanced, modern without becoming strange, familiar without becoming old-fashioned. And honestly, that's not easy to achieve. From the side, the coupe-inspired roofline becomes one of the most distinctive parts of the design. It gives the vehicle a sportier profile while maintaining practicality. The proportions feel athletic. The wheel designs add visual presence. And the overall silhouette helps create an identity that stands apart from many competitors. That's important because buyers want something memorable, not something that disappears in a crowded parking lot. Around the rear, the Capri continues its modern approach with sleek lighting elements and clean surfaces that emphasize simplicity rather than unnecessary complexity. Everything feels carefully considered, and honestly, the vehicle has much more presence in person than many people expect. Now let's move inside, because this is where the Capri starts making even more sense. The first thing you notice is how modern everything feels. The dashboard is dominated by a large infotainment display that serves as the center of the vehicle's digital experience. Navigation, media, vehicle settings, charging information. Everything is designed to be accessible and easy to use. Wireless smartphone connectivity, is expected to remain a major part of the package, along with advanced voice controls and over-the-air software updates. But thankfully, Ford also understands something many manufacturers forget. Technology should make driving easier, not more complicated. And that's exactly the balance the Capri tries to achieve. The cabin itself feels spacious and comfortable. The electric platform underneath allows for improved packaging efficiency, creating more room for passengers than many people expect. Front seat occupants enjoy a commanding driving position, while rear passengers benefit from respectable space, considering the vehicle's sporty profile. And honestly, that's one of the Capri's biggest strengths. It manages to combine style and practicality surprisingly well. The seats focus on comfort for everyday driving, while still providing enough support for longer journeys. Visibility remains good, storage solutions are thoughtful, and the overall atmosphere feels modern without becoming overwhelming. Cargo space also remains competitive. Whether you're carrying luggage, shopping bags, sports equipment, or travel gear, the Capri provides the flexibility many buyers expect from a modern family vehicle. Now, let's talk about performance. Because while the Capri isn't designed to be a hardcore sports car, Ford still understands the importance of driving enjoyment. Electric power delivers immediate response. The moment you press the accelerator, torque arrives instantly. There's no waiting, no hesitation, just smooth and effortless acceleration. And honestly, that's one of the most enjoyable aspects of electric vehicles. Around town, the Capri feels quick and responsive. Traffic becomes easier to navigate. Overtaking requires less effort, and daily driving feels more relaxed. On the highway, the benefits continue. The cabin remains quiet. The ride feels composed, and long-distance journeys become surprisingly comfortable. That's exactly what many buyers want from a modern EV. Not just speed, but refinement. The suspension setup focuses on balancing comfort and control. It isn't trying to be a track-focused performance machine. Instead, it's designed to provide confidence and comfort during everyday driving. And honestly, that's the right decision. Because most Capri buyers will spend far more time commuting, traveling, and running errands than attacking racetracks. Battery technology is another major part of the story. Competitive range, fast charging capability, and intelligent energy management systems help make the Capri practical for both daily use and longer journeys. And that's essential, because convenience remains one of the biggest priorities for EV buyers. Now here's what makes the 2027 Ford Capri especially interesting. It represents a larger shift happening throughout the automotive industry. Manufacturers are taking iconic names and adapting them for a completely different future. Some people love that idea, others don't. But regardless of where you stand, one thing's clear. The automotive world is changing, and Ford wants the Capri to play a major role in that future. Which brings us back to the biggest question. Should you consider the 2027 Ford Capri? Honestly, if you're looking for an electric vehicle that offers style, practicality, modern technology, and a unique identity, it's definitely worth watching. Because this isn't simply another electric crossover. It's a vehicle carrying decades of history into a completely new era. A vehicle trying to balance heritage and innovation at the same time. And that's never easy. The 2027 Ford Capri isn't trying to replace the original. Nothing could. Instead, it's trying to create a new chapter for one of Ford's most recognizable names. And if Ford gets that formula right, the Capri could become much more than a revival. It could become one of the most successful electric vehicles in Ford's future lineup. And honestly, that's exactly why people are paying attention.